you are featured heavily in the show Cobra Kai.
Yeah.
And a guy that we both know, Zach Robinson.
Yes, yeah.
America's favorite left-handed guitar player, as I call him.
For sure.
It had got you to play on a bunch of these songs, and they're super cool because obviously, like, Karate Kid is what it arcs back to, and that was, a big 80s thing, and they've kind of maintained sort of the 80s shreddy sort of element as sort of a theme in terms of the scoring and music that's featured on it. And I wanted to, play a song from the first season that I think is really great, called Quiver. But I want to hear about how you got involved with Zach and how you got involved with Cobra Kai. And I mean, that's one of the biggest hits on Netflix in terms of series right now.
Yeah.
So yeah, how did that all come about?
Well, should we switch over guitars?
Yeah, do we want to switch guitars?
Yeah.
What are we going to use for Cobra Kai?
So I'm going to use a few different things. I'm going to try and use, because we did all that stuff here.
Really?
Yeah, so I'm going to try and use, the stuff that I use.
Same stuff?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it. Let's change guitars.
Yeah.
So how did Zach, kind of get in touch with you about this, or were you already friends with him? And
yeah, well, so there's actually two composers on the show.
Right, Zach
Robinson and Leo Bierenberg.
Right.
And they both came out of Chris Beck's camp. So Chris Beck is a, huge film composer and stuff. And so I knew them when they were working for Chris.
Yeah.
And so the two of them, Zach and Leo, they read in some trade publication, there's going to be this show. And at the time, it was just a YouTube show, which they were trying to do like new content or whatever. And kind of everybody sort of wrote them off. It's like, whatever. But Zach and Leo were like, man, this show sounds like it'd be right up our alley. What if we just like did some music and sent it off to them? I'm sure there's no way like anything would ever come of it. But what have we got to lose? So they put together this little reel and they sent it off. Somehow they got in contact, info for the creators of the show, and they had no one doing the music. They hadn't even thought about it. And then this incredible, like, perfect score, like, lands on their desk. And so that's how Zach and Leo got the gig. It just goes to show you, like, if you work, hard enough at something and go after what you want, you can, kind of do great things.
Yeah.
And it's just like, it's such a great story, man.
Well, now they must feel vindicated, man, because again, that's one of the best performing shows on Netflix. And early on in that process, or after the first season came out, Zach had come to our showroom and had played some pedals and stuff like that. So we got to talk to him a little bit about it, and so cool. I'd love to hear a little bit of Quiver, which is just one of the pieces that's featured on Cobra Kai in the first season. And I don't know if it made another appearance in other parts, but yeah, I just think it's such I love the music of it. I watch it almost as much for that because it's got such an 80s kind of like shred vibe to it, and the kind of the pedigree of players that were involved in like Karate Kid. You got guys like Dan Huff and stuff like that playing on some of those theme songs and stuff like that in the originals. So I think it's really cool that it carries that tradition on with the style of music.
Yeah, it's really fun for me.
Well, let's hear it.
All right, cool.